Kyle, hurry up.
Kyle, please, I need this.
Your camera is less important than my phone. Hey, come back.
My phone is kind of dead.
My phone is kind of dying.
I'm trying to bring it back.
Hackham is too tall is the issue.
Seeing our tall-ass players on stream tonight, getting mid-set coaching, getting some advice so that way they can perform well on stream.
So Hackham.
Fun fact about Hackham.
Tell us more about Hackham. He's 6'9". That's so crazy.
And fun fact about my phone, it's at 1%, Kyle.
Exactly. Boom. Get out the room. I'm about to shoot. Boom. Everybody running out the room. That was a 6'9" reference for those in chat. The other 6'9" reference is stupid. I wouldn't even let you get the chance.
Spasiba.
That was Russian for I hate you, commentator. I hate you, tournament organizer.
It actually means thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm thankful for our more Smash Brothers Ultimate, as we see a very obscure matchup here. Ike versus anybody, as it doesn't exist in the current day meta. So we'll see why.
Hackham kind of coming out of retirement, used to be really active in the scene really before COVID.
Weren't we all?
Making a grand re-entrance into the scene in this Redemption Bracket Grand Finals. $5 on the line.
$5 on the line. That's more than I made.
That's like a third of what I spent.
Yeah, that's like half of what I spent. Bring your venue, bring your back end, bring your setup.
I don't feel like
Just
unplugging my monitor from my
Get a
setup.
second monitor.
You mean a third monitor.
Oh my god. Bro is the streamer. Don't send me your stream pics. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Once again, seeing some good neutral being played by probably the best at neutral of the Pokemon Trainer trio.
This is true. Now, I do want to note, how rare is it we get to see two different Pokemon Trainer players in the same room?
It used to not be so rare, but then evil, terrible things happen.
That's true. And even rarer, seeing one Ike player in the room.
Yeah, used to be pretty common, but actually no, it didn't. People figured it out, and then they stopped playing him.
The one Ike player in the room was MKLeo, and then he was like, wait, this character's bad.
People learn how to parry. This sucks. I'm leaving.
I can't nair up air anymore. What's the purpose?
Exactly. So, keeping the game plan simple, dying off the top. That's what happens when you're simple in Smash Brothers Ultimate. You simply die off the top. So, once again, we're jumping around. We're trying to preserve our lead here. Zeya still in the winner side of Grands, but Hackham doing a good job at showing that it doesn't matter how far the lead is, you can always make it up.
Gonna be missing the ledge though, so we are gonna be getting caught. Now we have Smash 4 stocks.
Yep, this is Smash 4, but if they kept Pokemon Trainer as separate characters, damn 3DS. It robbed us of Ice Climbers.
I wish Zard kept Rock Smash.
Yeah, big ad move. He sees a rock. Don't mind if I do.
Ah.
I eat rocks. I like them.
I am satisfied.
But we're sharing the move list with 3 other characters here as we share a lot of damage. Squirtle, of course, losing his jump and being the easiest to juggle out of the 3 besides Charizard, of course.
With the sole exception of Charizard, of course.
Yes, the big, heavy lizard thing, even though he's not a dragon.
Not yet. He can be.
Depends on the typing.
They took away his ability to be a dragon, also from Smash 4.
Oh, right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Remember Mega Evolution's chat? Neither do I. Getting killed there, not evolving, but devolving into having 1 stock instead of 2.
And changing type, because you can do that.
And changing in your entirety to just somebody else.
Yep. Because we support new beginnings at KMLocal.
You might think I'm crazy, but that person at the back of the plane isn't real.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of isn't real, remember the first time we played the Crombo? Remember the first time that Ike killed somebody off stage with up B? Yeah, I still love seeing it all these years later.
I think even if they kept it on stage, it still would have killed.
Yeah, because they buffed that move to absolutely obliterate people once it landed. Once again, it's the Smash Ultimate-ism of, is that move okay? Overtune it. Overtune it some more.
Make it good.
One more time.
You know.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of that.
You know what? Super armor. Who cares?
Oh, he's too good? Make his ult last 2 seconds less.
Invincibility. What's that? 250 instead of 275. Reduce his weight. Take his organs.
Everything comes back to Marvel Rivals.
Chat. Ignite the battle on the Nintendo Switch 2. Coming soon. Ignite your Switch 2.
Ignite your Switch 2.
Use Doctor Strange ults. It's worth it, I promise. Speaking of Ignite, I'm interested to see if we will see any neutral B eruptions on the side of Zeya. Not many characters on Hackham's list that actually recover straight to the ledge. You know, of course, you know, Tether here, you'd be immune from that.
Yeah, I feel like that eruption is going to be the hardest to hit against Ivysaur, so probably not here.
It'd be like a shield break punish.
And then also Zard having the armor and being able to go past ledge. I mean, probably won't see it against him either. So it is kind of just Squirtle.
It's interesting that in Smash Bros. Ultimate, there are still characters with moves that are just useless. Just, you can't use them.
Oh yeah, I heard Trapwood was talking about that earlier off stream. It was like the only one move that is completely useless on Pokemon Trainer is Squirtle up smash.
I'll say that. Yeah, I can agree with that. Just because Squirtle's never really trying to kill off the top. They're always trying to poke off the side or, you know, grab or hit up Bs because they're annoying and they cover a lot of distance.
It's also just not a good smash attack at all.
It just takes way too long to
It's not strong. Oh, he died.
Yeah, speaking of strong, Ike is tanking one of the strongest moves in the game and simply moving past it. You know,
congratulations to my Ike. He got hit by a bazooka.
He survived, and then he lived to hit the hookah.
Kaboom!
Kablam! Uh-oh, watch out. You don't want to get hit by the recourse of that. Hitting a nair. Uh-oh, I think, chat, we know what's going to happen. Game number 3 is upon us, chat. The same. Oh, yep, the wink into the camera is like, yep, exactly. It's real. I knew it.
This win being promised to us 3,000 years ago.
You know, it's funny because the new voice actor for Ike in this game is Greg Chun. The last voice actor for him in Smash 4 was, I think, a guy named Patrick Seitz or somebody else. His horrifying, gut-wrenching scream when he did Ether, I can't even replicate it. It's just, I'll have to play it for you guys later. But we won't have that much time because we are now in game number 3. Hackham yet to take a game. Hopefully they can adapt and make this competitive.
Because I think the issue is we're letting Ike get too many hits.
Exactly. You should be running all over him. He doesn't have the frame data to be that good. You really just have to parry more. It really is one of those things where, parry more. Yeah, it's hilarious. True parry more, more like. Anyway, but no, it is a mechanics check. It's essentially, do you know how to parry? No? You're not going to have a good time.
Or just like, Ike is one of those characters where the matchup requires that you disrespect him. Just absolutely run him over, completely out-frame data him because you can, and just kind of run away with the game. But I feel like Hackham kind of putting a bit too much respect on Ike's name, and it is getting bullied for it.
There is a difference between respect and fear, chat. You respect somebody, you understand their options, but you still go in once it's your turn. But if you fear that person, even when it's time to punish, you still find yourself afraid of what could be instead of doing what you can.
Yep. Ike falls under that like flavor of matchup, as do like most heavies.
And it's crazy that he's even considered a heavy. He's just a regular sized guy.
He hits as hard as a heavy.
I'd say that forward air used to hit pretty hard. Look at Smash 4 Ike forward air and you'll see what they took from us.
The sound alone, you're hitting them with like an actual semi-truck.
Meat cleaver. Boom. Bro said, ah! That's how we used to sound in Smash 4. I think I remember the voice now.
Yep.
Okay, and speaking of remembering the sound, I'm hearing the sound of lots of vines hitting Zeya here. But going for a back air when threatened with a Charizard back air. Once again, like I said before, impossible to land if you're Charizard.
Yeah. Getting off that ledge has been so hard for Hackham. Getting caught by the dash attack there. Potentially looking at his last stock of this tournament.
If you don't lock in, use that extra height to find some extra game plans.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen the water gun more.
Because that is really effective.
Haha, super effective.
Pokemon, hey!
Hey!
Chat, who watched Detective Pikachu?
I played the first one.
It's the exact same plot as the movie.
I didn't watch the movie.
That's okay. Ryan Reynolds, you'll see it in every movie.
It was a really boring game, though. I'll tell you that.
But you know, it wasn't boring. That second grand finals that we witnessed. Another 3-0 grand finals. What are the odds? Now let's take a look at how that happened here. As Zeya wins our redemption grands, killing with the day one Smash Ultimate Ether. And chat, I do have the sound here on speed dial of Ike's original up B. I will recreate it if necessary. Ike Smash for move or voice. So here's his voice when he does up B.
The betrayer.
Wait. Yeah, that's the scream that he does for Ether. And that's just truly, what is he yapping about? Why is he hooting and hollering? It's never been that serious. So, yeah, that was Redemption Grands right after the hot set of regular Grands. I think that we saw some good Smash Bros. Ultimate tonight.
It was some interesting Smash. That was a unique matchup that we saw.
Yeah.
Kind of both of them, because you don't really see me Brawler Snake that often.
You don't really see Ike ever. So it really was a treat to be here in attendance tonight. And I don't really think there's much else to say. Make sure that you attend, duke it out. It's showing up real soon. April's around the corner. It's going to be a one-day event, so it's an easy in and out event. You get to play Smash Bros. Ultimate, Granblue Fantasy Versus, Guilty Gear Strive, Tekken 8, and, of course, Street Fighter 6. Registration is still live, but time is running out. So make sure to register for it April 11th at the JMU campus. Of course, Almost Heaven 7. $750 pop bonus. That's 750 big ones. April 4th, coming up much sooner in West Virginia. So if you want to play against pretty good tournament players, you know, the Virginia scene is always popping. Pull up to Morgantown, West Virginia. Start.gg/AH7.
And they give gas reimbursement?
That's what I'm saying, bro. You know how expensive gas is? So, yeah, I'd say that's about everything that we need to say tonight. So, I've been Glory.
I've been Nick.
And we'll see you next time. Oh, you're up here.
Aha.
I need to press the button again.
I'm going home, going straight to